You are listening to Charlie's Truth audio blog, entry 19. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Hello, friends. Hello, family. Welcome back to Charlie's Truth audio blog. I missed y'all so much. If you are new here, welcome to Charlie's Truth audio blog. Kind of like a vlog, but audio. I pray that I'm always painting the picture that gives you a visualization, okay? Y'all, I cannot believe it's been basically 10 days since I last released a entry. That was not my intention. Like, life really just went haywire. Like, it went so quick. Um I have so much I want to tell you all, and I'm not going to do that right now. I will say that I have been blogging in written form on Medium. So if you want to check me out on Medium, I'm at Charlie's Truth. I have some blogs that I've been putting up. I also have been active on TikTok. I'm also Charlie's Truth over there. And your girl stay on Twitter. So I'm Charlie's Truth there as well. So y'all can always stay in touch with me on the social media platforms if you're into that. And I think that's the gist of it. I pray that you all are well, that life is loving all over you, that you're being kind and patient with yourself, kind to those around you, and that you're continuing to remember your truth and you're embracing it and embodying it and allowing yourself to be free. You get to decide that you get to decide to allow yourself to be exactly who you are in this moment, unapologetically. Even if you decide an hour from now that you want to be a different person, you get to do that. And so I pray that you're being kind to yourself, that you're being patient with yourself, and that you're allowing life to unfold, knowing that it's for your highest good. So, y'all, let's get into today's topic. So today I want to talk about the importance of not letting other people's beliefs dictate how you live your life. We see so many opinions on social media about what we should or shouldn't allow in our lives. It's easy to get caught up in these ideas and think they need to apply to us, but that doesn't have to be your truth, and that's perfectly okay. This notion that you don't owe people anything, or that a man must meet certain criteria for you to date him, or that dates need to happen in specific places to reflect your worth, none of this has to be your reality. I want to encourage us all to stop letting others convince you that life has to be a certain way. What works for some people won't necessarily work for you. Their rules might suit them, but they might not be conducive to your happiness and well-being. You are designed differently with a unique purpose. Your needs, wants, and desires are distinct. They're unique. Yes, we all want to feel love and connection, but that feeling can come from many different sources. It doesn't have to come from flowers, a ring, a car, someone paying your bills, or always being able to take you out. That loving feeling can come from affirmations, soft touches, someone respecting you, or someone noticing the little things about you. There are countless ways to experience the feelings you desire that don't correlate with societal expectations. Embrace your uniqueness and find what truly resonates with you. Live your life by your own rules and let go of the pressure to conform to others' beliefs. So many of us are seeking and chasing after things that we don't even realize we don't care about, things that don't actually matter. I want to recommend that we pay attention to ourselves, learn what we value, learn what makes us feel good, feel connected. Anyone can spend money on me, but that doesn't impress me. Noticing things about me, touching me softly, listening to me, attempting to understand me, yearning for me, having me feeling wanted, they'll have me in my body and in my feels, okay? I remember being young and saying I want a child by 25 years old, right? Y'all, I don't even know if I want a child. Nothing in me is activated by the idea. I am so neutral, but I wanted it because I thought I should. Then I have never been one to envision owning a house, yet so many people find that to be a great accomplishment, or retiring from a career. So much of what this world finds to be successful, I have no desire or interest in. And I've come to peace with that. Being on social media, I find so often that, there's all these ideas of like what is correct, what is not. And as we share things on social media, or as we just share things on the internet, everyone I guess has a right to have an opinion about it. And many people share their opinion. And they share their opinion as if it's the only thing that can be true. The reality is all of us are designed to be exactly who we're meant to be. And what will help us feel fulfilled and excited and light us up in this world will be different. And so, like, this message has been so strong on my heart to stop letting other people dictate what is correct. I think about all the things I used to strive for when I was younger. And I think about why I was striving for those things, why I thought those things were so important, why I was chasing after them. Sometimes it was because of the belief that it would make me happy. And then I would get everything I wanted and it was the first time I ever experienced depression. It was the first time I felt completely lost and like I was dying. I felt like life wasn't worth it. And and as much as I would go after my dreams and to accomplish my goals, I would still feel like nothing was enough. Nothing I gained, nothing materialistic, nothing in this world was bringing me what I thought it would. But I also realized a lot of my chase and a lot of my going for things had more to do with external validation than actually fulfilling my own desires. Yeah, some of them did. But a lot of my desires was based on this idea that by accomplishing something, I would gain something else outside of me. And each time it proved not to be the case. The only thing that has truly sustained my happiness was me just honoring the truth of who I am and what I want. Even when I know that other people may see it or hear it and cringe. But I had to come to peace with what makes me happy, what inspires joy in me is different than what may inspire joy in others. There's so many things I used to love years ago that now just the idea of it exhausts me. I wanted those things because I thought I should, not because I actually wanted them. Or maybe I wanted to experience them, and that's fine too. But my hope is that we all get to learn and remember what feels correct for us, what fulfills us, what helps us feel nourished, what helps us feel good, what helps us feel in flow, what keeps us in flow, what keeps us feeling secure and grounded, and to focus on doing more of that as opposed to just chasing after worldly things that we're told we should want. Question your motives, question your intentions, question why you're going after things. Start analyzing yourself. Start analyzing your thoughts. Start analyzing your patterns. Not to judge yourself, but just to make sure that you're taking care of you. And I'm not saying you have to do this in every area of your life. Check the areas of your life where you are not satisfied. If there's an area of your life that you are not satisfied, check in there. See if there is something there that you can shift, that you can make a new choice about in order to see if there's another way. In order to see if there's something else that will bring you joy, in order to see if there's something else that will feel more correct, more aligned for you. What's so interesting is that I am someone who feels like I'm constantly evolving. And there are times where I even notice that I forget to check in with myself. I forget to ask myself, do I still want this? Is this still aligned with this version of me? Because sometimes we outgrow our own desires. Sometimes we evolve beyond the things we used to like, or the things that we were into, or the things that used to help us feel good. We evolve beyond it. And if we forget to check in with ourselves to make sure make sure I'm not still there, or make sure like this is still healthy for me. This still feels good for me. Check in with yourself. There was a time where I didn't enjoy people calling me by my government name, by my given name, right? Like it wasn't my thing. And recently I got in touch with a new family member, and as we're talking, I have several names, that different people call me, and I can usually tell how you know me by what name you call me. And so my new family member, she calls me by my given name. And as I'm talking to her, I start laughing because she's calling me by my given name. And so I told her, I was like, hey, I usually don't enjoy people calling me by my given name. Like, these are the other two names that, I'm cooler with, right? Like, I prefer. And as I'm having this conversation with her and I'm explaining to her what ended up happening with my given name or whatever else, as I'm talking, I realize I don't even care. But I have been telling the story so long that I thought it was still true. I don't care. I actually do not care what people call me. But I did not know until I started talking about it, and I realized it had nothing. No feelings, no charge, no emotions. It was so neutral. And as I was talking, I got bored because I'm like, girl, you don't care about this. And so that's what I mean. I've had situations like that where I'm talking about something, I'm just like, oh, I'm bored. Like, I actually don't care about this no more. And so it's not uncommon to evolve beyond certain things where you just no longer value that thing, or you no longer think it's important or significant. Because I don't have like a real big issue with my given name. I just am just not used to being called it. And so when people call me by it, it's usually in professional settings. So, yeah, no, I don't. And to be more specific, not professional settings like now, but like back in the day when I was working at law firms and was in the military. And even in the military, no one called me by my given name. They call you by your last name. And then there was mostly everybody called me Charlie. So I was already going by Charlie by the time I was 18. So yeah. But the reality is, I say all that to say, like, we can even evolve beyond some of the things that we held and valued to be our truth. And even that's a beautiful thing. So my message today is really just to remind us to stop letting others dictate our life. Stop letting the standards that other people are living by to determine how you should be living your life, what should be acceptable to you. Even if people don't like your choices or don't think that they are healthy, or judge you like, oh, you don't value yourself enough, you don't love yourself enough. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to yourself. People do not know all your circumstances. So they're judging things from surface level. That ain't none of your business. And anyone who has an opinion about your life is more of a reflection of them than it is of you. So I really want to encourage us all, myself included, really, to like live out loud, live our lives, be honest with ourselves. If something feels correct for you and everybody is like, no, because they're based on logic, what does your inner guide say? What say you? Okay, what say you? And trust that, lean into that, do that, give that a try. Take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility for your choices. Live in the way that you desire to live. Give yourself a chance to truly allow God to express, or source to express itself through you. And you can only do that when you let go of all these unwritten rules, all these expectations that you have about life, and then really allow life to move through you. Allow life to flow through you. Earlier, I was thinking about something and I'm trying to recall what it is. Oh, earlier I did a post on Twitter and I was just like, lately I've just been questioning everything. I feel like there's so many rules and so many things saying, oh, this is wrong, that is wrong, that's not healthy for you, this is not healthy for you. And I'm just like, who says? Oh, there's studies. Do y'all actually know how studies work? How some of these studies work? Are you reading how they're going about creating these studies? Do you know that a lot of times there are money behind studies? And yeah, maybe some people are dying from it, but people are dying from everything. Too much of anything can be poison to someone. Anything can be poison to the right person or the wrong person, however you want to say it. Medicine for one person may be poison for another. So that alone is not telling me anything. My whole thing is that we are constantly, like, within this world, I feel like there's so many times where people are trying to shame and guilt us for the choices we're making. I really do pray and I really do hope and I pray and I keep talking about it too because I really want to encourage us to be our own moral barometers. I really want to encourage us to trust ourselves to have the correct answers for us. You are the most powerful person in your life because your awareness has all the answers you will need. Your inner guide has all the answers you will ever need. That voice within you have all the guidance you will ever need. You just have to trust it. It will attract to you. It will show you the way to whatever answers you need in this lifetime. But you have to learn to trust it. You have to learn to say yes to it. Because if you keep allowing everybody outside of you to dictate what is right, what is wrong, you may not get to experience the life that you were created to. There's so much abundance available to us. There's so much joy available to us. There's so much life and experiences available to us. But a lot of us are not getting the access because we are saying yes to things that are just not correct for us. We're living in fear. We're allowing other people to dictate to us what is correct or not. We're so caught up in who is saying what and what everybody is going to say. Even I catch myself too, where I'm just like, girl, you want to post this video and you're worried about all this other stuff. Forget those people. Forget what? Nothing anyone says about you changes the truth of who you are. Show up in your truth. Show up in your truth, right? So even I be having these pep talks with myself. As much as I'm someone who practices radical self-acceptance, because I know I have conditioning and programming. Because I grew up in the United States. I grew up in New York City, a place where, there's judgment all around, right? We got big egos, all these things where there's a lot of, you kind of learn to please, right? You kind of learn to perform. And though I am known as someone who she just does what she wants, I had insecurities at some points. I probably still do have some. I don't let them hinder me at all now, but like, I've had insecurities before, so I have also people pleased and done things to be performative. I can stand in that. I can say that without an issue. I have no shame, no guilt about who I've expressed as because it's gotten me here. And this version of me is only going to get me to more joy, more happiness, more freedom, more liberation. And what that even means or it looks like, I have no idea, but I'm here for it. I really, really just want to encourage us to live our lives for us. Live our lives with purpose. Live our lives with intention. And what that means is trusting your design. Trusting who you were created to be. Focus on your purpose. What works for other people may not work for you. What is healthy for you may not be healthy for other people. I say often, right, the things I can get away with, not everybody can get away with. I tell people all the time, don't do what I'm doing. Because for whatever reason, I have this covering over me that allows me to do certain things. But you may not have that covering over you. You may not have that covering over your life. And that's why I don't get caught up in what everybody else is doing and what, when people are like, oh, that's not fair. Listen, baby, favor ain't fair. You have no idea why that person is getting a pass. You have no idea why that is unfolding the way it's unfolding. You have no idea why that experience is happening for that person. Focus on your paper. Focus on your paper. Focus on your path. Pave your path at your pace. Because when we get distracted and trying to control everybody else, we lose sight about what we're supposed to be doing, what we got going on over here. That has really been the message this week is like, stop letting others dictate your life. Stop looking to others for these cheat codes. Stop looking for ways to get around the work. My work as a guide is always to guide you back to your inner voice. Then my work is done. My work is only to guide you back to your inner voice. That's it. To remember your truth. To feel supported in that journey. Because you have the answers you're seeking. You have the answers. And your inner voice will guide you to them, will open them for you. You just got to get there. You just got to remember the voice, trust it, and allow it to do its thing. So I pray that this message resonated with you. Please let me know what's up, what's going on with you, how you felt about this, how's life treating you, all the things. But that is my message for today. I have been really feeling this lately, and I feel like I've been feeling it for a couple of months, where it's really just about a couple of main messages. Is like, one of them is, you may evolve beyond what was your truth or your values before. So check in with yourself. Make sure that what you're going after, you still desire. Make sure that what you're fighting for, or what you're saying, what you're advocating for, or what you're saying is so important to you, is actually important to you. Because there are things lately that I really have been like, oh, I used to care about that, but for whatever reason, I don't care. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. So instead of going off my memory and what I used to say, I'm actually being in the moment and deciding in that moment, what is my truth now? Oh, my truth is that I'm unbothered, but I'm keeping note. Cool. Got it. Let's go. So one of those things is just checking in with yourself, making sure that who you are expressing as today is in alignment with those goals, those desires, those beliefs, right? Those expectations, those standards, all the things. Making sure that they're still in alignment, making sure that you know who you are and what you want today, who you're being today. And then the other thing is, like, stop letting other people's standards or what they say is okay or what they say that you should be doing tell you how to run your life. Because this is my thing, right? Like, I'm not necessarily a person who I'm like, oh, if somebody does something to me, I need to have a conversation. This may not be the best example, but let's go with it. So say for instance, I am a person who, if we're cool and something happened and I feel some sort of way, I have to have a conversation with you before I move on, right? Like, I'm not just going to keep on in this relationship. I'm going to say something. There's something in me that just won't let me rest. I'm just going to say something. That's just my truth. But there are some people who genuinely just don't care, right? And they're just like, I ain't feeling you, and they just cut you off, right? That's not up to me to decide, oh, because I will address the issue first before I just cut the other person off, that my other friend has to do the same thing. No, they don't live by my standards. What rules I have for my life, they don't have to have those same rules. And that doesn't mean we don't value the same thing. We just may deal with things differently. There may be something in our design or our makeup or how we're set up where we have decided that some things are just non-negotiable, that some things don't get a second chance, that there's no space for conversation. And you can say all day, well, that sounds like a person who needs to heal. Maybe. But I don't know their purpose. I don't know if they're designed to be that way. What if they're just designed to be that way? What if it's enough for them to have a conversation with someone else they trust and just get that energy out and move on? What if? So the whole thing is, like, everybody has rules that they live by. They have rules set up that life operates for them by. Don't get caught up in that. Find what your rules are. Find what your standards are. Find your harmony and live in that. Because everybody is designed differently. We all have different purposes, and that's just what it is. So trying to come up with all these frameworks, and I feel like I learned a big part of this through building a business, right? Trying everybody else's framework and then finally realizing, like, girl, the framework is in you. The framework is in you. You gotta figure out what your framework is. You're paving a path that has never been paved. You are not them. What works for them won't work for you. You have different skills. You have different strengths. You have different gifts. You have different energy. Your frequency is so different. That alone, that some of the work that people do, you ain't even got to do a quarter of it, because your aura is just that big and that powerful. And that your aura and you being the truth of who you are is the path. That is the blueprint. That is the template for you. And so when we get back in touch with ourselves and the truth of who we are, and hear our inner voice and trust our inner voice and follow our inner voice, we will all allow our lives to unfold in a way it was meant to. And that doesn't mean that we get to avoid, trials and tribulations. That's not what it's about. I don't think the remembrance or the healing journey is about getting rid of the experience of life, right? The ups, the downs, the unexpected, right? It's about learning how to, those moments come, those experiences come, and we allow them. We trust that life is happening for us. We trust that every moment is intentional and purposeful, and that we're always exactly where we're meant to be. And that nothing is here to hurt us, but to help us remember our truth and embody our truth and express our truth. All right. So as you go through your day, remember to honor your own path. Pay attention to what truly brings you joy and fulfillment. Don't let the noise of the world drown out your inner voice. Live your life authentically on your own terms, and let that be your guiding principle. So, slow down. Be in the present moment. Allow your inner guidance to support you in knowing what is for you. You have been listening to Charlie's Truth audio blog, entry 19. I love you, and I will speak to you soon.